Revealed secret why women fall in love. Explained. Have you ever wondered why some women fall hopelessly in love with a man they barely know, while others remain untouched by years of affection and grand gestures? What if I told you that love isn't born from flowers, candlelit dinners, or whispered promises in the dark, but from something far more primal, invisible, and dangerously misunderstood? Tonight, you'll question everything you've ever believed about attraction, dating, and the fragile threads that tie two hearts together. But be warned, once this door is opened, it cannot be closed. Most people think love is a consequence of time, of compatibility, of shared interests. That's a lie, a story we've been fed to make sense of what we can't control. The truth hides in the spaces between words, in fleeting glances, and in the unspoken symbols every woman reads instinctively. It's buried beneath relationship quotes on social media and masked behind well-rehearsed dating advice. Attraction isn't logical, it's chemical. It's a storm disguised as a conversation, a spark that either devours or disappears. And if you believe dating apps or couples goals will lead you to it, you're already lost. You see, the mind of a woman isn't a puzzle to be solved, it's a labyrinth of emotions, memories, and silent vows made long before you ever arrived. Every relationship is a negotiation between visible behavior and hidden wounds, between the person she shows you and the one who waits in the shadows. Romance is the art of awakening what she has spent years trying to bury. And those who understand the language of female psychology, those who can read the signs behind her resistance, possess the power to not just capture her attention, but to claim her heart in ways she cannot explain. But here's the part no one tells you. What women fall for isn't you. It's who they become in your presence. It's the version of themselves your energy permits them to access. Self-improvement isn't just a personal journey, it's the invisible halo that either draws her in or silently pushes her away. Dating tips won't save you if you're unaware of the emotional storm you trigger within her. And while other men chase love, those who understand this dance of attraction leave an echo so powerful it lingers long after the relationship fades. Tonight, I'll reveal what has been kept in the dark, the real reason why women fall in love, not the cliché, not the Instagram captions, but the raw, unsettling truth that reshapes how you see every relationship you've ever had, and every one you'll ever desire. But tread carefully. Miss a single moment, and you might lose the one key that explains it all. Stay until the final word, and you'll never see dating, attraction, or love the same way again. There's a moment, often unspoken, when a woman's gaze lingers just a fraction longer than it should. Most men mistake it for politeness, some for mere coincidence. But what really happens in that fleeting instant is the silent ignition of something ancient. A biological whisper passed down through centuries of survival and longing. In the labyrinth of female psychology, attraction is never random. It's a series of signals, sometimes buried, sometimes screaming through the silence, guiding her toward a man whose presence awakens parts of her she thought long dead. Every woman, whether on dating apps or caught in the mundane rhythm of everyday life, waits for this disruption, even if she denies it. Love, as the world markets it, is an illusion dressed in romance and relationship quotes. We are told it blooms in perfect dinners, in sunsets shared, and in carefully staged photos of couples smiling at destinations they'll soon forget. But the truth is far less poetic. Love, real love, is born in the spaces between certainty and chaos. It lives in the way someone makes her feel unsafe in the best possible way, in the risk of vulnerability, in the terror of being truly seen. That's the fuel of attraction. The very thing online dating profiles can never capture. The unseen, the unsaid, the undeniable pull that disrupts her carefully constructed defenses. A woman falls in love, not with a man, but with the way she feels in his orbit. It's not your job title, your perfect dating tips, or your curated list of couple goals that binds her. It's the version of herself she accesses when you're near. Female psychology thrives in mirrors. She doesn't crave who you are, but who she becomes in your reflection. A man who understands this commands more than attention. He commands transformation. And once you awaken that dormant part of her, the reckless, untamed, beautifully chaotic essence she hides, she chased that feeling long after you've left the room. Most dating advice fails because it addresses logic in a realm ruled by instinct. Attraction is chemical, primal, and it doesn't ask permission to exist. Think of the ancient dances around fire. The earliest whispered stories of love and betrayal, the invisible threads pulling two strangers into an undeniable collision. This is the origin of love, of relationships forged, not by convenience, but by necessity. The woman who feels that magnetic pull isn't choosing you because you fit her relationship goals, she's obeying a force older than language. One you either learn to command or endlessly chase in vain. There's an ache inside every woman, a silent hunger she rarely admits, even to herself. It isn't for flowers or sweet words, but for a man whose presence dismantles her equilibrium. Not through cruelty or games, but through unapologetic authenticity. Romance isn't about perfection, it's about rupture. The man who knows this stops reciting the lines of dating apps and starts speaking the language of her unspoken desires. Because when you become the architect of her chaos, you become unforgettable. And here's where most men fail. They attempt to win her mind when it's her instincts that decide. The heart follows where survival tells it to go. You can memorize every dating tip, master attraction tips for men, flood her with messages of self-improvement and grand gestures of love. None of it matters if you don't awaken the one thing she can't explain: why you haunt her thoughts. Why your absence feels heavier than your presence ever did. Relationships aren't built on logic, they're built on necessity, disguised as choice. I've seen it in countless couples. Those who parade their romance as flawless, yet are strangers in their own homes. Love isn't a photograph. It's not a date or a promise. It's a wound that either bleeds or heals depending on who holds the blade. A man who truly understands attraction becomes both sanctuary and storm. The woman who loves him does so not for comfort, but for the war he ignites within her, the battle between who she is and who she dares to become in his gaze. And she will always return to the man who makes her feel both terrified and alive. You might think this is dangerous. It is, but what is dating, love, marriage, if not a constant negotiation between safety and surrender? Female psychology doesn't crave the predictable, it craves the man who carries both light and shadow, the one whose absence feels like starvation and whose touch rewrites her understanding of desire. And while others chase couple goals and relationship advice, the one who learns to command this language of instinct owns a power few men ever taste. Because he isn't chasing love, he's becoming the reason it exists. And yet, even as I say this, I know many will refuse to hear it. They'll cling to their online dating profiles, their recycled dating tips, their sanitized version of attraction. But deep inside, a voice will whisper, remembering the one man who made them forget how to breathe. The one they could never replace. No matter how many relationship quotes they posted, no matter how carefully they curated the image of their perfect life. That is what real love leaves behind. Not a memory, but a scar. There's something beautifully violent about love. It dismantles before it rebuilds, it burns before it soothes. And those who dare to enter this dance must be willing to lose themselves in the process. A woman doesn't fall in love with your words, your appearance, your achievements. She falls for the part of herself you resurrect, the one she buried beneath years of silence, disappointment, and expectation. And when you touch that, even once, she will forever search for the ghost of that moment in every man who comes after you. This is why attraction is more than strategy, it's alchemy, the invisible conversion of presence into obsession. Dating advice can teach you what to say, but not what to become. Love isn't found in compatibility, it's forged in collision. In the defiance of her logic, the seduction of her instinct, the awakening of her forbidden self. And if you think a single date, a handful of romance, or a flurry of self-improvement quotes will conjure that you're not even in the right game. Because in the end, love chooses the brave. The man willing to be both danger and salvation. The one who doesn't beg for attraction, but evokes it. Not through desperation, but through mastery. The one who understands that relationships aren't built by playing safe, but by pulling her into a world where she forgets her rules. The man who becomes not her partner, but her addiction. And while others chase likes and dating apps, he becomes the thing she fears and craves in equal measure. And so if you've listened carefully, somewhere in the silent spaces between these words, something inside you stirred. Not a fact, not a technique, but a memory of a feeling you've been chasing without even knowing its name. The truth is, every relationship, every whispered promise, every fleeting touch you've ever longed for was never about the other person. It was always about what you were trying to find within yourself. That unnamed ache, the hunger for a reflection you didn't dare describe. This is why women fall in love, not with men, but with moments that make them forget who they were expected to be. Some truths don't arrive as declarations. They crawl in quietly, in a look, in a silence, in the way one presence disrupts the air more than another. The world will keep selling you love as something to chase, to win, to perform for the gallery of strangers watching your life unfold in curated pieces. But the real thing, the kind of attraction that leaves fingerprints on your soul, comes in the moments you can't photograph, in the chaos you can't control, in the strange peace you feel standing on the edge of uncertainty, knowing you're about to lose yourself in someone who might never be yours. If you've felt it once, even for a second, you already know. It wasn't in a text message reply, or in meeting someone's relationship goals, or in reciting dating advice you found online. It was in the unspoken. The way time distorted, the way your own voice sounded foreign to you, the way you forgot your script. That's the kind of love no dating app can manufacture. It's the kind of attraction you don't explain because words betray it. It's a storm that leaves you both ruined and reborn, and you'll search for its echo in every stranger's eyes until you find it again. Perhaps now, you realize the danger isn't in falling in love. It's in doing so without understanding the forces pulling your strings. Female psychology isn't a map, it's a mirror. Every woman you meet reflects back not just your strengths, but your shadows, your unmet needs, your quiet self-betrayal. And if you're brave enough to see it, to stop chasing, and start becoming, you'll discover that what you attract isn't random. It's a reflection of what you've silently declared yourself worthy of, not through words, but through the energy you dare to carry. If this truth found you tonight, if it cracked something open, then don't let it fade into background noise. Let it linger. Let it change the way you move, the way you see, the way you choose. And if you felt this wasn't just a video, but a message meant for you, then join this circle. Subscribe, comment, share this with the one person who understands what you cannot yet name, because this isn't entertainment. This is the echo of something older than all of us, and you were never meant to hear it alone.